Welcome to the DIY-aGoGo YouTube channel. I'm Leesa Boone with Chalk It Up with Leesa from Madisonville, Kentucky. Today, I'm going to show you how I use DIY paint to transform this cabinet. I purchased it recently at an auction.
When I tell you that I was excited to go to this auction, it doesn't even begin to describe it. And I was so excited to get to painting. I purchased 4 items and I decided that this would be the first one that I would paint. So I was recently inspired by a painting that I had created, a piece of wall art on the DIY paint page. So I used a few of those colors. I used cake batter, tarnished pearl, cowgirl coral, kissing booth, and then I added a little bit of cherry picked and fire starter. On the top, I added some queen bee.
Thank you for watching this video. Please be sure to subscribe to the DIY-aGoGo YouTube channel. You can also subscribe to my channel. The link is in the video details. Also, don't forget, DIY paint is made for you to have fun and be creative. If you have any questions, hit me up. You can find me on Facebook or Instagram.
Your first coat always looks a little bit splotchy. It doesn't always look the best, but your second coat is where it really all comes together, especially when you use a fine mist sprayer and my favorite brushes. I'm using Paint Pixie's Dusty Brush, DIY Paint's Blending Brush, and the Insider Brush. DIY Paint's Copper Patina Pennies from Heaven is one of my favorites. I used the same brush that I've been painting with and put a little bit of patina on the handles and on the hinges, and then I sprayed it down and let it drip.
Have you ever moved around a lot? I was originally from New York, and when I was about 23 years old, I moved to South Carolina for the first time. Talk about a major culture shock.
So for the mirror, I started with the copper patina and I let that dry, and then I applied the paint on top of it and revealed the patina that was underneath to tie it into the cabinet.
The one thing that I learned about Southerners is that they are not fond of Yankees. And having a harsh Spanish accent made me stand out so much. The one thing that the people that I worked with taught me is when you smile, it changes everything. You can say the same thing, but if you don't smile, it doesn't look good.
You look so pretty today. I like your earrings. Can I do it for real? Hey, you look so pretty today. I really like your earrings.
You never know what you're going to get until it's dry, and this is what it looks like when I was finished. See the shimmer? How it came down into all of the grooves? That is what I love about our golden ticket and pennies from heaven.
So I became the supervisor to my department, and I went ahead and I bought everybody a mirror so that they could look at themselves while they answered the phone, and they would smile because they were looking at themselves. And what a difference your tone, your countenance, everything changes, even if it's a phone call over the phone. Smiling makes a huge difference, and it really blesses people. Have you ever thought about that?
To prepare my piece for waxing, I wanted to distress it. I used a fine sanding sponge, and then I also distressed it back with a wet wipe. That's actually my favorite way to distress because I don't have all of the dirt and dust debris. And so I just pulled it back on edges and I just distressed it, and then I did go ahead and add a little bit of the sanding sponge to smooth out some of the watermarks.
There's certain people that they don't like to smile. They say that it costs more to frown because you use more muscles to frown than it is to smile. And the other day somebody told me that whenever they smile, it makes their cheeks hurt. And I was like, that means you need to exercise those muscles. You're not smiling enough. But it really does impact our world with just a smile. The little things that you can do to help people and bless them along the way. And it's free.
Waxing is where it's at. This is where it really finally starts coming together. But when you start waxing, you might get scared. We have this thing that we like to call the freak out factor. Look at it here. It's splotchy. You think, oh my gosh, I've ruined the piece. But you just have to let it dry. Just wait, wait, wait. Don't do anything. Let it dry. The next day, this is what the cabinet looked like. There's nothing wrong with it. It's actually perfect, except it needs to have black wax to bring out all of the details.
Since then, I've moved around and I've lived in different states, and I've learned that each state is so different. The people are different, the culture is different, the way that they communicate is different, but a smile goes a very, very long way.
Once I applied a second coat of clear wax, I went ahead and started applying the black wax. I always like to do the clear wax first because it gives me wiggle room. If I've applied too much black wax, I can go ahead and wipe it back. I can also add a little bit more clear wax and use it as an eraser. But this cabinet had so many details and I needed to pull that out. I wanted to grunge it up and I wanted to make it look old and distressed and beautiful.
I encourage you to smile and share the gift that God has given you to bless other people. And again, it's free and it's so easy. I hope that you get inspired to go around and smile around your town.
You don't have to buff your piece, but we highly recommend it. The buffing creates this amazing sheen, and I really feel like it helps you to get an even more durable finish because it just smooths everything out onto the piece. I purchased this buffing brush from Kara's Color Me Vintage years ago, and it is a lifesaver. Sometimes I do